Today, sadly, we have a funeral at the synagogue for one of our beloved and dear members that I'm going to be officiating at this afternoon. But today, I also have a Zoom birthday party for our member of our synagogue. And I was thinking about the fact that in one day, I'll be celebrating birth and at the same time grieving and mourning for death. And I was thinking, what's the common denominator between a birthday party and a funeral? At first glance, they seem like total opposites, and obviously they are. But there's one aspect that you find both in a birthday party and in a funeral. And that is, in a funeral, of course, people get up and give eulogies and talk about how wonderful the person was, how much they appreciate the person, how much they love the person. They recount all the goodness of the person and thank them for all of their life experiences and love that they shared. And at a birthday party, usually the same thing happens. People get up and make toasts, not with tears, but with joy, thanking the person for who they are, appreciating them, acknowledging them, and celebrating them. Which brings us to this week's Torah portion. This week's parsha begins with the mitzvah of bikurim, the first fruits that the Jew would bring to the temple to present to the Kohen as an expression of gratitude to God for his bountiful blessings. And there's a very fascinating medrash that says, we all know the opening words of the Torah is Bereshit bara Elokim. In the beginning, God created the world. And the medrash says something very interesting. The medrash says, there's another way to read these three words. Bereshit, for the mitzvah of the first fruit. The bikurim bara Elokim, God created the world. That the whole purpose of creation was for this one mitzvah of Reshit bikurim, the first fruit that the parsha says the Jew would bring. May Reshit Pri Adama, from your first fruit you should bring to God. And the question is, there are 613 commandments. If anything, God made the world for all 613 commandments to be fulfilled. How could the Medrash say that Bereshit bara Elokim, the whole world was created for this one mitzvah? When we understand the essence of this mitzvah, we understand why the whole world was created for this mitzvah. Because the essence of bikurim is what we call hakarata tov, expressing gratitude. Hakarata tov is the fundamental pillar and foundation of all of Judaism. It's the foundation of our relationship with God and with our fellow man, because it all stems from acknowledging and expressing thankfulness and gratitude for the good. It doesn't even mean paying the person back. It just means saying, I acknowledge the good you've done for me. Thank you. I appreciate you. And therefore, when the Jew brought his first fruit, he was saying thank you to Hashem for his blessings. And therefore the Torah says, you know why the world was created? For hakarata tov. So we could express gratitude to God and enter into a relationship with him for his infinite blessings. Every morning we wake up and acknowledge our eyesight, the fact that we have our posture, the fact that we have earth to walk on. We can't even imagine what God is doing for us every second. We have trillions of red blood cells and billions of white blood cells that are working every second to keep us alive. We would have to spend 24 hours a day just thinking about all the good that God does for us. But we take some time, reshit, in the beginning of the day, to at least start our day with gratitude, with thankfulness to Hashem. The first words we say is, Modani, I give thanks to Hashem. And the same thing with our relationship with our fellow man. We always have to express thankfulness and gratitude and appreciate, to let people know what they mean to us. We shouldn't have to wait once a year for a birthday, or even, God forbid, once a lifetime after a person passed away to speak glowingly about the person. But every day we should let the people in our lives know how much they mean to us, how much we appreciate them, how grateful we are for their presence. Express it now. Don't be stingy when it comes to your words of gratitude. Say thank you. As someone once said, write your grievances in sand and your gratitude in stone. Grievances let go of, and that's what the high holidays is about. Let go of the grievances, but your gratitude, that you should engrave in stone. Just conclude with a story about this man who had a store, a grocery store, and he had a payphone in the olden days before there was a cell phone. And this man walks in to go use the payphone, and he hears him pick up the phone. And he's making phone call after phone call, and he starts each phone call by saying, hi, my name is, hi, I'm a gardener, and I was wondering if you need anyone to do your gardening. And then there would be some silence, and then he would say, well, are you really happy with your gardener? Because I can do a great job. and there would be some response, and then he would say, okay, thank you anyways, and hang up. They would make the next phone call, say, hi, I'm a gardener. I'm looking to do gardening work. Do you need a gardener? Oh, you have a gardener, but are you happy with your gardener? And then he would hear some silence from the other side, some talking, and then he would say, okay, thank you anyways, and hang up. After making a bunch of phone calls like this, the storekeeper felt bad for this man. He's looking for work. He says, listen, you obviously need a job, you need work. Maybe I could give you some work around the store. He says, no, I got a very busy business. I'm a gardener. He says, well, you look like you're looking for more customers. He says, no, I have more customers than I can handle. So he says, so why are you calling and looking for new customers? He says, I'm not looking for new customers. He says, so who are you calling? He says, I was calling my existing customers, pretending I'm another gardener looking for a gardening job. And I asked them, do you need a gardener? And they say, no, we have a gardener. And I say, well, are you happy with your gardener? Is he doing a good job? And they say, yeah, he's a great guy. He's doing a terrific job. I'm happy with our gardener. We're not looking for new ones. He says, so why do you make these phone calls? He says, because my customers, my clients, never thank me, never express gratitude for the job I do. They take me for granted. He says, so I have to call and pretend I'm a different gardener looking for a job in order to hear from them all my virtues and how great I am, so that they could express their gratitude and I could hear their appreciation for me. We shouldn't leave people hanging for recognition, for acknowledgement, for validation. When someone does something good to you, the Torah says, starting with Hashem, bring the first fruit. And don't just bring the first fruit, but express your thankfulness, your gratitude, your appreciation. Don't be stingy with your words. Be quick to acknowledge, to thank. Every day we start our day with the word modani, thanking God. And throughout the day, we should seize every opportunity we have, even go out of our way to let people know what they mean to us. Never keep gratitude in your heart. Let it go from your heart to your lips and into the ears of everyone around you. And if we focus on that mitzvah, then the whole world was worthwhile being created, because that is the way the world sees the good in one another and lives peacefully, harmoniously, and lovingly with one another, and elevates all of our relationships, starting with our relationship with God and then to our fellow man. And with this we enter into the new year with renewed blessings and happiness.